Alright guys, well today we are starting the Sturgis 2022 prep, getting everything purchased moving forward. And one of the things when I was talking to my wife was a lot of things that we didn't expect. So in 2021 it was our first trip to Sturgis. We went with some people that convinced us to go with them, actually some of her friends, and we learned a lot. So this is going to be the 5 things that we didn't expect when we went to Sturgis. The first one was actually something that Ryan commented on, that everyone was so friendly. Kind of tell us about that.
So, and I don't know if everyone thinks this way, but I feel like you just kind of hear the stigma that people at Sturgis can be unfriendly or it's aggressive and bikers and things like that. And one thing that I was super surprised about when we went there, I didn't meet one single person that was rude to me. There was so many people there and it was so packed, and everywhere we went everyone was super nice. I'm sure that you could run into the wrong people and start something with somebody, but we didn't have one bad encounter where anyone was rude to us or unkind, and everyone was just there having a good time. And I think because everyone is there to have a good time, everyone is just going to be friendly. That sounds so weird the way I said that.
Yeah, so I noticed that too. The first day we pulled into the campground, we stayed at Glencoe. We got there after opening weekend, so I guess some people were clearing out. But being able to find a spot, we found a spot with some people that were already there, pull up next to them, and immediately as we were unloading, because we took one of my buddy's semis, we hooked up to the toy hauler, threw everything in there, and immediately we weren't even, unloading the bikes yet. We were just trying to get the camper set up, and people just from other camps were coming up, asking, how everything was, wanted to just talk. I know most of it was the setup, seeing the semi roll in, which is the toy hauler behind it. We were fortunate enough to be able to do that, but everyone was kind of interested. Everyone was real friendly, so we kind of met our neighbors.
We had 2 semis at our campground.
Yes, 2 different semis at our campground. The other people we were with had a nice semi too. I'll try to find a picture of them, going to post it on here. But everyone just wanted to, say hi, so we knew kind of who was around us and where everyone was from and that kind of stuff. So it was really nice.
I felt like that was something too. Like it depends. Everywhere you go, people will be like, "Where are you guys from? How long did you travel? How'd you get here?" Just super nice, friendly. We didn't run into one person that didn't just want to sit and talk to you.
Yeah, it was really nice. One of the other things I didn't expect, I've watched a lot of videos, where to ride, what rides we should do, what should we visit. But one of the things was obviously the scenery. Last year, I don't know if it's like that every year, obviously everything's super green, the weather was good. I don't think we get rained on at all.
No, not once.
When we were there. So that was good, but I know the scenery was wonderful. We got to experience a bunch of different little things. We didn't go too far off, but I know that was something even you commented on as far as the scenery.
Yeah, I think I've never been that side of the country, been over there. We live in Colorado. It's very beautiful where we live too, but I by no means thought it was going to be, ugly over there, but I did not realize how truly beautiful it was. And some of the stuff was just so cool. Like we went through Needles Highway, and we went with one of my friends, and she had been there through there, and she was telling me it was cool, but I really didn't understand how cool it was, so we went through there. Was it Spearfish? That we were going through.
It was Canyon.
Yeah, it was it almost put me to sleep, so beautiful. I was just sitting on the back of the bike and we're going through those streets, and it was just so gorgeous. I was so surprised with how beautiful almost everywhere we went. There was a couple spots where it was just plain, but almost everywhere we went I got so many beautiful pictures.
Yeah, I think the plainness was when we rode over to Devil's Tower. Obviously a lot of flat land in between Sturgis and riding all the way over to there. So.
And that was something I thought for me, just sitting on the back of the bike was nice because, I'm just on the back and I'm not doing anything. I had so much stuff to look at, and it felt like it was constantly changing. I wasn't just looking at the same old thing over and over again.
Yeah. Another thing we really enjoyed that we weren't expecting, obviously we know there's tons of concerts, stuff out there. lot of big names. Buffalo Chip. It seems like that's where all the huge names. You can go there any night of the week and you're going to see someone big. You're going to know the songs, that kind of stuff. But was the free entertainment, whether it was walking up and down Main Street, different little things. Whether we were at Glencoe, Dirty Word that we saw
amazing
one night. Oh, awesome! As far as like a cover band, that kind of stuff. It was awesome. I also got to we saw Tommy Vext, which I was like Bad Wolves and that kind of stuff, and he was there obviously on his own now. Good to see him, but I mean stuff that's just this free entertainment at some of the bars that are free to get into. That was awesome.
Yeah, we the first night we went there, actually we went to, it was Iron Horse? Is that where we went?
Yeah, I think.
And they had this like 80s cover band. And it was free to get into, and I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 different lead singers, and they were alternating, so they'd come out with these different costumes, and they just played like 80s rock, and they would do like Kiss and Guns N' Roses, and each time they'd come out and the singer would be dressed like the person, they just kept alternating. And you've seen some cover bands before. I thought they'd be they were amazing. We sang our hearts out. We stayed there almost all night. I mean, we stood for hours just singing and dancing, and it was one of like the best concerts kind of vibes, feelings we had been into in years. It was so much fun, and I was totally not expecting that. And then when we went to go see Dirty Word, they were amazing. They sang, a little bit of everything. They had rock, they had Lady Gaga, like just so much stuff, and they really like involved the crowd and got people going, and it was just a great atmosphere. It was super fun.
Definitely. And another thing was Glencoe, how empty it was when we got there. Like I said, we got there after the opening weekend. Obviously, I think we got there Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
I think Wednesday. We left Tuesday night from Colorado, drove up to Wyoming, slept, and then got there. Ended up getting there Wednesday morning, afternoon, somewhere around there. And I was shocked at how empty it was. When we met up with her friends, they told us, a lot of people had left, and some of that party for that party weekend was kind of gone. Now they still had the Titty Alley, all that kind of stuff, but it was smaller than expected, just from everything we had heard. I guess for that opening weekend, so we kind of missed that, which didn't bother us. Really liked how quiet it was, I guess, depending on what we did that evening, whether we got back at midnight, 1, 2 o'clock, didn't matter. We were able to go to sleep whenever we wanted. Just it wasn't a big party everywhere, which was good. And we definitely stayed in the boondocking section of it, kind of over by the music hall bar area in Glencoe, in that back left corner. Everyone boondocking, generators, any of that kind of stuff. It didn't really bother us at all. As far as being able to go to sleep and then have our own space. It's not like people were coming through our campsite. Like I said, pretty decent sized campsite with 2 toy haulers, 2 semis, a couple trucks and trailers, that kind of stuff. And we didn't have any issues at all of people going through campsites or nothing like that.
And one thing I thought was really nice about that too, they had it set up at Glencoe where you could go sign up for the bus, which we did. And so it was like a little shuttle, and it would come pick you up at camp and drop you guys, take you to town and then drop you back off. So it was nice, so you could still go out and have that party and that loud, rowdy nightlife. And then when you came back, you were able to go to bed. There was still a few people up and you could hear them, but it was quiet enough. Like once you're in the camper and you're sleeping, you don't hear them. People weren't running around being disrespectful with each other's stuff. The group we stayed with did tell us they went down Titty Alley the first weekend when they got there and said it was pretty rowdy, but they said really it was like that one street that was super rowdy, and then the rest of the camp stayed pretty similar. So I agree. I thought that was super nice.
Now, contrary to that, with how being, how quiet and how not busy we felt Glencoe was for us where we camped at, the other side of that was actually how many people, not obviously at just Sturgis, but everywhere around Sturgis. So obviously we know, huge event, there's going to be tons of people, which obviously Main Street, that kind of stuff you're expecting. But everywhere we went, which, not a complaint, it was really nice to see that many people. It was just surprising. Like I said, even when we went over to Devil's Tower, which, we had to ride out of state when we were to Sturgis, go over to there, and it was just packed. Everything was packed. What was it? The Full Throttle Saloon. One day we went over to Devil's Tower. We came back, stopped at Stonehouse Saloon. Very nice, fun place. Great music that was there. But in the middle of nowhere, there were still tons of people.
Packed.
And then on our way back, coming back to Glencoe, we were going to swing in Full Throttle. And packed, which we found out later that was a really big concert night as we were passing that. So that makes tons of sense. But it was just people everywhere. So. Yeah,
that also surprised me. Everywhere we went, every day we'd ride around and go to different places. And just passing people on the highway, you would see so many bikes. That really surprised me. One day we went out to Deadwood, and that was a super cool place. I really want to go there again. And I understand why it was so busy and popular. You know, so many people coming in for Sturgis, and it was a really cool, like, sightseeing destination kind of place. But even there, you would go, into like a bar or something, and you'd be like squeezing past people. So many people. That really did surprise me. That I expected them all to be downtown. I didn't realize how many people were going to just be everywhere in the area.
Yeah. So it was a great first year. Looking forward to going back this year. So we're actually going to do a couple, quite a bit more videos on some different things, our experience, what we're changing, obviously, as well as getting ready, where we're staying, all that kind of stuff, moving forward. So give us a like, subscribe, and excited for Sturgis 2022. Thanks. I'm going to turn it off now. Cut.
Bye.